Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Monday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt on Twitter every morning. We are here on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM and always found on YouTube for video or always found wherever you get your audio podcasts. Okay, so I don't sugarcoat. I come in and tell you guys the truth, and yesterday was a disaster. Saturday was my number 2 Saturday of the college football season. And I gave it all back on Sunday, which kind of is par for the course. I had 3 out of 4 really nice winning days, and then I just collapsed. And I hated the slate, and I should not have gotten involved as much as I did. 0-3 on the 1-unit teasers. Wong teaser misses because the Cardinals were a disaster, and Cliff Kingsbury is a bad head coach, man. Never gave his team a chance to win that game. Just kept on putting him behind the 8 ball. Just really poor decisions. Going forward on 4th down early in that game really set the tone. They were down 14-0, in the first 7 minutes of that game, and it was pretty much over. Cam Newton was great for the Panthers. I hate the Panthers. I hate that team. I can't get that team right. I need to stay away from betting on Panthers games because I'm just not good at them. I'm bad at them, and I lose consistently when I'm picking them. So they're them and the Lions. The Lions covered and tied. Didn't lose, but they tied. And everyone was on them. Everybody was teasing them, and I couldn't do it. So, it is what it is. If you tease the Steelers from 6 to a pick, I'm guessing it pushed for you, but you got to check your house rules on that. I used to like, what exactly, or if it was a half a point, you lost on that teaser with the Steelers. So with a tie of all things, but the props go 2-2. Basketball goes 1-1, but the 0-3 mark really sets us back 3 units, really 3+ units on the day. So just a disaster. So not good. We were incrementally kind of putting some, good week together, and we just kind of destroyed. So here's what I'm telling you. I have often said this, and I haven't really done this. I have been bad in the primetime games, and I don't know why. And I think it's because I've done a lot of primetime teasers, but I said to myself last night during the Raider game, I'm going to do a same-game teaser. If I hit, I'll turn that profit, roll it over into the game here for the Rams and the 49ers. If I miss, I'm not betting anything on the Rams and the 49ers. I have 2 circa picks on the Rams -4. That's all I'm going to be committed because I missed that teaser. Another same-game teaser. The Chiefs destroyed the Raiders, so the same-game teaser doesn't hit. The over was the play in that game, laying 2.5 points on the Chiefs. That was that game, but I'm clearly not seeing the board well. And when that happens, in particular in primetime games, you just have to walk away, and you got to know when to say when. So I'm passing on this entire game. I've got nothing on this game, okay? As I said, I'm going to be watching with the Rams -4. That is super public. If you want to bet money on this, I would take the +3.5 with the 49ers, okay? Just pros versus Joes, what the weekend has looked like, I would take the points and take the home dog here in the 49ers against the Rams, but I'm not doing it. I've got the 2 picks from the circa, like I mentioned. So not great. Both circa teams were not good again, and it's been a tough start to the football season. I'm not in love with the prop bets. Have been kind of at 50%, and the teasers was pretty good. I mean, the Wong teaser was 7-2. Now it's 7-3, so that's still profitable. But overall, things have been kind of up and down for us. So here's where I am going, and I'm going very light today. I've got an NBA play for a half a unit, and I've got a college basketball play for a half a unit, and that's all I'm doing today, okay? I'm going to take a little breather. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to recalibrate, come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, do some other things, but I don't want to be committed all that much. I just want to have a couple things in play because I have to give you guys bets and plays every day. It's my job. So this is, again, one of these days where I would not bet if it wasn't for my job. I would walk away and just say, okay, let's just get our feet back underneath us. Let's figure out where I am here. And even though it didn't do tremendous damage to my bankroll, it did do tremendous damage to my confidence. So for that reason, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here, and I'm going to punt on the day, if you will, on a Monday. So again, Rams -4 is the circa play for both teams. If I was going to bet money, my lean is 49ers +3.5. But I've got nothing on this game. What I do have are a couple of old standby plays that I'm going to jump into. And let's start with what's happening right now with the Atlanta Hawks. They're at home against the Orlando Magic. The number is 10. Total is 213. The Atlanta Hawks have been awful on the road this year. Against the number, the Atlanta Hawks are 0-9 against the spread. 0-9. They just went on a hellacious road trip, and we talked about it. We bet against them on a lot of these games. They played road games at Brooklyn, Phoenix, Golden State, Utah, and Denver. They lost them all, and they didn't cover in any of them. It was bad, really bad. But they just came back, and they were favored against Milwaukee by 2, and they won by 20. In that game, Trae Young went off, and John Collins went off. Trae Young scored 42 points. John Collins scored 19 points. Gallinari off the bench had 10 points. They beat Milwaukee 120-100. Here comes the Orlando Magic in tonight to Atlanta. Orlando on the road right now is 3-3 to the number. That's better than their 1-6 mark to the number at home, but they're 1-4 against the spread over their last 5 games, and they're 3-7 against the spread over their last 10 games. Atlanta is in desperation mode. This team right now is in trouble. They are 5-9, but they're 4-1 at home. This is where they like to be. This is where Trae Young likes to cook. I think Atlanta continues the bounce back here on this homestand. I think they blow out Orlando. I'm going to lay the 10 points. Atlanta -10 for a half a unit. Let's get another big game out of Trae Young, another big game out of John Collins. I don't hate going back to a John Collins prop on his over for points. The Clint Capella assist, which last game did hit. He had 2. He had 2. Clint Capella, by the way, the assist prop, the over half an assist prop, which I've told you guys just to like blindly bet. Let's see. It has hit 4 out of the last 5 games. And so far this season, that prop of him having assists in a game has hit every game but 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the month of November, it's hit every game except 1 where he's had over half an assist. So if you find that prop out there, it's not a bad prop to get into, okay? Over half. It's probably pretty juicy, but it's Clint Capella is being a part of the offense right now. He's passing the basketball, and he's getting 1 or 2 assists a night here. If it ever goes to 1.5, I'd bet the under. But if it's still a half an assist, go ahead and bet over Clint Capella for an assist. So first play, half a unit, Atlanta Hawks -10 at home against the Orlando Magic here tonight to keep this bounce-back spot going for the Atlanta Hawks. For the other half a unit, I am going to go and take a college game, Marquette at home against Illinois. Now, Kofi Cockburn is not playing in this game for Illinois. Their big man is out for a 3rd game due to a suspension he's suffering. He's serving 3 games for selling memorabilia, gear illegally. So he's back after this game. But in the first 2 games for Marquette, they were favored by, and this is kind of crazy, but Marquette was favored, they were favored by 20.5 against SIU Edwardsville, and they won by 11. They were favored by 12.5 against New Hampshire, and they won by 5. Okay? They're at home again here, part of the Gavitt tip-off games, and they've got an Illinois team that just beat Arkansas State by 39, and they beat Jackson State by 24. This number is 8.5, and I just think this Marquette team is really, really good. Andre Curbelo is a stud. Trent Frazier is an absolute stud. Curbelo is on the Wooden watch list, the Naismith watch list, the Lute Olson Award watch list, the Bob Cousy Award watch list, first-team All-American, third-team preseason All-American. I mean, the accolades are all there for him. He's going to be a big problem for Marquette here in this game. And I don't care that it's on the road. It's the first real game for Illinois, and they know it. I think they pin their ears back. I just think this team for Marquette is going to be, they don't have the horses here. Okay, I'm surprised this number's under double digits. It might wind up being 10 by the time it goes off. But I like a big win here. I like Illinois going away here on the road to beat up on Marquette. I just don't see it. I'm going to lay the 8.5 points. Illinois, minus 8.5 at Marquette for a half a unit. Okay? So that's it. That's the card. I'm taking a little bit of a breather today. If you want to fade those two picks, I don't blame you at all. Okay? It's been a weekend. And I'll watch the game, and maybe I'll have something live. If something jumps out at me, I'll love it. But I'm going to stay off of it except for the two circa plays. Again, if you want to bet it, I would take 3.5 points for San Francisco. But I'm taking Atlanta minus 10 for a half a unit at home. Illinois minus 8.5 on the road at Marquette for a half a unit, for 1 unit for the only 2 plays for the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com.